My name is Paul Stubley, Sales Director here at Resonate CX, your retail CX partner. We're absolutely delighted to have you join us to take you through our current state of Omni-Channel Retail Consumer Research Report for 2025. We release these reports every year. We've been around the country, we've been quite busy. We love to run these face-to-face, but understand that you couldn't attend those, but we want to value your time. I want you to sit back, relax, I'll take you through it, and our events team will ensure that you receive this report in your inbox directly after the webinar. Retailers, we've been in the news. Retailers are facing shrinking margin and rising costs. Aussie shoppers are unhappy with the online returns process. Self-service, how does that make an impact to the experience? There's a lot going on in the news. Retail is at the center of our economy. So, there's a lot of things that we can do to improve that for the year ahead. So we're going to be focusing a lot about the mindset of the customer today. And this is some of our staff here at Resonate. And I want to show you just within a small group of people, the different mindsets that will change. So off left of screen, that's our CEO, Mita Betty. We would consider her a planner as a shopper. She wants a good price, she wants convenience, she wants to get in and out quite quickly. Over on the right of screen, the bottom right, that's Ben Keast, one of our account executives. He is more of an unplanned shopper. He's more about the experience, the quality, the story of those brands. It's quite different as well. Just above him, Federico. I was speaking to him the other day, and he's definitely an unplanned purchaser. He was going into a surf shop, buying, a $5 wax for his surfboard, and then the staff assistant started educating him on this $1,000 surfboard and made a $1,000 unplanned purchase. So just within a small group of people here, we can really see the differences of the mindsets of the customer, which we'll dive into today. So the agenda, what we've got locked in for you is a growth-focused CX insights. We'll cover current shopping patterns, the channel conversion and unplanned purchases, optimizing basket sizes and factors influencing that conversion, the returns process and basket size, the importance and key factors of that, online delivery preferences and factors and trends, understanding different mindsets, and then we'll finish on driving greater revenue through dream experiences. Okay, part one, current shopping patterns. So we'll dive into the trends in shopping patterns and preferences, key factors shaping purchase decisions, and key in-store differences from online. So the current channel preferences, 3 out of 5 prefer physical retail stores when shopping for non-essential products. So that's 61% in-store versus 39% online. This is a fantastic statistic for which we've seen grow ever since COVID, and I believe it's going to continue to grow. And there's a fantastic opportunity there for us to capitalize on. So we want this to be slightly interactive. So I've got a couple of poll questions for you. The first one, which we're going to go out to, is how often do you go out to buy groceries? Okay, once a month at 20%, weekly. I like shopping in store often, 60%. So 60% in-store often on a weekly basis. That's pretty much what we're seeing in our report that we've put out from our research. How frequently do consumers shop? In-store shopping has a noticeably higher weekly frequency, 30 points higher than online shopping. So we look at that 65% in-store. We had 60% from our delegates on this webinar as well. So it's definitely aligned with the research which we've been put out and we've collated for you. So the change of patterns, almost 3 out of 4 claim to have changed their shopping patterns in the last 12 months. Influencing factors of this is the reduction in non-essential purchases. Budget conscious spending. Interest rates are going up, cost of living pressures are going up. We talk about the great frazzle, people are busy, finances is a little bit tighter. These are factors influencing that customer influence and the shifting towards cheaper alternatives. So what makes in-store shopping unique? If we look at those first 3 components, in-store, the percentage of respondents, 55%, they want that product testing and try on in store. They want to have that product available immediately. And tangible product comparisons, the feel, the size, the quality. We spoke about Federico buying that surfboard. He was in store, he was being educated on that. It was available, it was there, he could see it, he could touch it, and influence that purchase as well. So factors influencing the choice of shopping channels. So the greater influence of in-store is the ease of return. That is going to give shoppers a lot of confidence. We'll dive into that a little bit further as well. High value purchases and customer service. Stock reliability. These are factors influencing that in-store decision. Payment options and promotions have an equal split between in-store and online. But when we look at online, it's really about convenience and of course that price comparison. Part 2, channel conversion and unplanned purchases. We're going to understand the importance of information seeking before purchases and identify the key factors driving unplanned purchases. The channel driving most unplanned purchases. The rate of unplanned purchases is over 10 percentage points higher in-store than online. So if we look at, quite simply, in-store, 32% have those unplanned purchases. That's almost basically 1 in 3 shoppers coming in, versus online at 20%. So still a fantastic opportunity there to drive those unplanned purchases across those 2 different types of channels. So what consumers research before making a purchase? 97% do research most of the time before making a purchase. The biggest driver of their research is price at 74%. And then we start to look at those other items which are influencing them: stock availability, promotions, price range, loyalty programs, ease of return. These are all key factors that our consumers, our customers are going to be researching before they get into store. So increasing unplanned purchases, at 50%, attractive promotions or discounts cannot be ignored. That's definitely driving a lot of those unplanned purchases. But if we look at the CX side of things, what you can control without losing margin, if we just have a look at those little human heads on top of those drivers there, we talk about impulse driven by mood or emotion. We talk about people being busy and frazzled and under pressure. If they can feel better within that in-store experience, have a better mood and emotion, it's going to drive that. And that's in at 26%. Curiosity to try something new, eye-catching product displays, convenience, previous positive experience with the brand. A lot of consumers these days, those unplanned, those customers want to feel part of the brand as well. They want to experience it. And also at 13%, fear of missing out, low stock alerts and all those other factors influencing as well. So even though we have attractive promotions and discounts being the biggest driver, you might lose a bit of margin there. There's also these other factors which are a fantastic opportunity which aren't going to affect your margin. So part 3, optimizing basket size. Factors influencing conversion. I want to identify key factors contributing to cart abandonment, both online and in store, and evaluate the effectiveness of follow-up communications. So the impact of CX on willingness to increase basket size. So we looked at the percentage of respondents on a scale of 0 to 10 on their willingness to increase basket size. So the lower willingness but significant volume posed a primary risk of reduction at 35%. As that CX experience increases, there's more willingness to obviously increase that basket size. So at 44%, moderate willingness, and a high willingness at 21%. So we can really see that CX plays a major component in increasing this basket size. What CX customer experience factors contribute to in-store cart abandonment? Number 1, 57%, the prices were too high, or they couldn't find what they need. At 48%, that's a big component there. That's something that retailers can adjust. They can fix their strategy. They can align to that by making those products more available. They can see those products and find them there quite easily. Product out of stock, they could find a product elsewhere, but these factors you can really enhance without losing margin, but obviously price is a major component as well. What CX factors contribute to online cart abandonment? So when we're going from in-store to online now, we look at the main reasons for completing an online purchase. 54% were high delivery fees. So, we're going through that cart process, they get hit with a big delivery fee that they weren't aware of. That's a major component. More than half, just over half, are abandoning that cart delivery. 26% would find a deal elsewhere. They're online, they have easier access to information to price check and so forth. 25%, the delivery time was too long. And then equally, 21 to 24% item out of stock or limited availability. 60% of customers find follow-up communication ineffective, emphasizing the need for more enhanced communication. This is a major component in when you're wanting to connect with your customers, understand how they're feeling. They want that product now, they want it quickly. And the way in which you can help them through that process is by having that effective communication piece. So why is the basket shrinking? We look at high costs or concerns about overspending. That's at 58%. That concern about overspending, we talked about the budget, the finance pressures, interest rates, everything, the cost of living is going up. So there's definitely an influence there why those basket sizes are shrinking there. If we look at the areas shaded in green, difficulty finding additional products or interests at 23%, concerns about receiving items that did not meet expectations at 20%, lack of trust in product quality, suitability, and uncertainty about returns policies or processes. So they're items that aren't going to affect your margin that you can adjust. But the key opportunities here are transparent policies, building that quality and trust, having clear communication with your customers, and really having that seamless shopping experience. Part 4, the return process and the basket size, importance and key factors. We want to understand the importance of the return process in increasing basket size. Identify the most important factors in the returns process and explore how customers imagine the ideal return experience. We're going to determine how willing customers are to pay more for an enhanced return process. Okay, another quick poll. So when you're returning an item, which is the most important factor to you? Should be on your screen now. So we're going through hassle-free returns, fast instant refunds, no additional restocking fees, prepaid return shipping labels, clear and transparent return policies. Okay, 70% hassle-free returns, no additional restocking or return fees at 30%. Very, very interesting. So thank you for completing that. So that's exactly what it is. You can see the biggest percentage there, 70% from our online Aussie retailers here, hassle-free returns. That's what we all want. That's what the customers want. Fast and instant refunds, no additional restocking fees, prepaid return labels, and clear and transparent policies as well. So we can really see that, the returns process is so important. 4 out of 10 consider returns a very or extremely important process. So in your respective businesses, what's your return process like? Do you have a returns process that is going to make your customers feel confident? You may have a good process, but is it communicated well? Can they see it? Do they know what it looks like? Can you build that confidence with them? So exactly, again, what our research done from this report is exactly aligned with what we're seeing from you lovely people joining us today. So defining the ideal returns experience, nearly 40% would pay a premium. So we talk about, not only increasing basket sizes, but maintaining margin. Can we increase our margins there? Can we deliver a better experience in that return process to capitalize on that margin opportunity? So the biggest valued factors is ease and convenience, fast and instant refunds, no additional cost, flexible return options. So, it's not a hard thing. It's an easy to explain here, but my biggest advice and what we've seen in talking to a lot of Aussie retailers around is they might have a really good returns process, but it's not communicated well enough sometimes to our customers, to your customers, most importantly. So moving on to online delivery, the preferences, factors, and trends. So we're going to identify customer delivery preferences and strategies to meet their needs. We're going to determine key factors influencing delivery choices and the way to prioritize them. We're going to assess current customer tolerance for delivery times before opting in store pickup and evaluate the importance of click and collect methods to enhance its adoption. So the delivery preferences. Delivery is by far the most preferred choice amongst customers shopping online. 60% of all customers online prefer that delivery option. 16% click and collect. Click and collect, you know, we're expecting to see this rise. We've seen a lot of retailers invest heavily in this. This is starting to become a more popular option, but sitting at 24% value both equally in terms of delivery and click and collect. So impatience in delivery makes in-store shopping valuable. 3 out of 4 customers, 75%, will switch to in-store shopping if delivery takes more than 5 days. Now, deliveries is a hard component for us here in Australia. We've got a lot of land, we've got a lot of area to cover. So it's probably a little bit more challenging for us in Australia, but we need to ensure that we try and keep perfecting this as much as we can. 9% always prefer in-store pickup regardless. 16% always prefer home delivery regardless. So if you look at that scale there of delivery days, 0 to 7 days, you know, 11%, you know, between that 0 and 3 days, it's not, they're not really going to switch there. There's not a lot, but over 3 to 5 days, 31%, but over that 5-day mark, 75% will absolutely switch. So if we've got that, if we've got our strategy, we need to have a look at how we can try and get within ideally that 3-day or 5-day maximum window. So what attributes of delivery experience are valued? You know, the again, cost at 67% cannot be ignored there. You know, obviously those cost pressures, those budgetary pressures of families, of consumers these days, that's what's driving that as the major factor. But if we look at 54% tracking and updates, and I like to compare this to, say, ordering a pizza at Domino's. You order online, you can see the pizza getting made, you can see it going through the oven, and then you can see the little guy on the scooter driving to your house to deliver that pizza. So tracking and updates has become a strong need, and it's easier. More instant communication is required for customers these days. So we've talked about communication, its cost. Tracking and updates communication is so important. Of course, speed, reliability, flexibility, and safe handling items also are the drivers, but cost and that tracking and updates communication is probably one of the biggest takeaways from here. So understanding different mindsets. So here's where it's going to, you know, we want to really try and nail down, okay, we've had a look at all these influences now. Let's explore how customer mindsets differ and how this can impact on consumption. So the mindsets and basket size elasticity. We've broken this down into 3 cohorts of customer mindset. Number 1 is the planner, representing 35%. They have a lower willingness to increase the basket sizes, but still a significant volume. We have the conditional growers there. There are moderate willingness to increase basket sizes when customer experience meets their expectations. So a lot of potential here. And then we move across to our most profitable customer, which is the basket booster at 21%. They have a high willingness to increase their basket size. So a really great opportunity here to build that loyalty and really drive growth with this cohort. So within this, we've analyzed the demographics within these 3 mindsets. There's not a lot of data here, or there's a lot of data here, but there's not a lot of differences between it because the different mindsets can go across you know, different age groups, different education groups, different income groups and region. So we didn't necessarily want to provide you the data in which you can target, say from a marketing perspective, into the demographics, but more in the mindset of the customer that you want to target and adjusting your strategy for that as well. So the personas of these mindsets. We look at the planner first. The planner is broad appeal across a wide range of ages. So, we don't want to focus too much in on that age brackets, but 55% plus demographic, if we're slightly favoring it, if we look at the conditional growers within that 35 to 54 bracket and the basket boosters, a strong presence across all ranges, slight emphasis younger at that 18 to 34-year-olds. So, when we look at the consumption priorities, more importantly on these mindsets, we look at, the planners. They tend to buy only what they need and prioritize value over the extras. The conditional growers, they're a moderate inclination to spend more when CX expectations are met. And then the basket boosters, they prioritize convenience, fast delivery, and hassle-free returns. Impulse-driven with frequent unplanned purchases within this group. So who does more unplanned shopping in store? When we look at the planners, 22%, the conditional growers at 33%, and those basket boosters at 48%. So if we wanted to drive more unplanned shopping between each of the mindsets, those basket boosters, that more profitable cohort is exactly what we need to target. So if we're adjusting our strategy to capitalize on that opportunity, that's what we will see is the biggest opportunity here, as basket boosters make nearly twice as many unplanned purchases as the planners, presenting a key opportunity for customer teams to engage this group in a shifting economy. So who puts more value on returns? Basket boosters are the ones who care most about the returns process, while planners care the least about it. That returns process, even in the poll that we had before, 70% of you said it was really important. So I think we've got a lot of basket boosters online, which is good. I want to get more into your stores as well. But that returns process is definitely the biggest opportunity there. We don't want to ignore the planners and the conditional growers. They have a significant volume within the retail sector. But when we're looking at that biggest higher margin, unplanned purchase cohort, that returns process is going to be most important. So the valued factors in the returns process, the top 3 factors by each persona, by each of these mindsets. The basket booster, fast and instant refunds. That's no shock there. They value that returns process. They want to be able to return it quickly. They want their funds back super quickly as well, so they can buy something else. No additional restocking or return fees, and hassle-free returns, original packaging and so forth. While the planners and conditional growers still want that hassle-free returns experience, but slight differences there as well. But yeah, the biggest piece is having that fast, instant refunds, hassle-free returns process across all cohorts. The willingness to pay a premium for an ideal return experience. If we look at the basket boosters, not only consider the returns process important for increasing basket size, but also more willing to pay a premium compared to other personas, while planners are least willing. So 80% of the planners wouldn't spend more, 58% of the conditional growers wouldn't. But if we look at those basket boosters, over 50% would absolutely pay a premium for that. We're talking about that ideal return experience. So the opportunity with the planners who have that 35% market share. It's a large segment of the market that is especially sensitive to deals and promotions. While we're talking a lot about the basket boosters, we can't forget about these planners. They've got a significant share. They've got a high volume in the factors of the overall business. So what characteristics the planners have in their shopping patterns? Their frequency, lower physical store shopping frequency compared to other personas. So they're not going in shopping as much. When they do their pre-purchase research, their top research is all about price. And you'll see some swinging elements shortly in some other personas. But their patterns in the last 12 months shows the least change in shopping patterns. In terms of promotions, for finding promotions, they prefer in-store shopping. So they will research price, but they're going to be coming into store with that price knowledge as well behind them. So what categorizes the planners? In terms of delivery, has the highest delivery delay tolerance. and the cost is the most important factor. So if the planners will wait a little bit longer if they can save $1. That's the good news. Click and collect. It's the persona that finds click and collect least important, 32% not finding it important at all. This may change, but at present, what we see, that's exactly that. It's least important for this mindset of cohort. The abandonment of cart. So in store, prices might have been too high. They couldn't find what they needed or was out of stock. Online, high delivery fees are absolutely going to kill their carts here, or they found a better deal elsewhere as some important factors. Now, follow-up. They are the persona for whom follow-up communication is less effective. So we're talking about communication. We're going to see a little bit of shifting patterns here as we go through the mindsets, but quite a traditional quite a traditional mindset of customer here. So now we'll look at the opportunity within the basket boosters who have that 21% market share. So the high value mindset with disposable incomes value CX experience and less price sensitive. The value discretionary products and experience. So what categorizes the basket boosters? So in terms of the frequency, we're going to see some shifting elements from the planners cohort here. The frequency, the highest physical store frequency compared to any other persona. And this is what we're saying, the 70% in which, our audience here vote on that returns process. You're shopping 65% weekly. There is a lot of basket boosters here online now. So we can see that store frequency is a lot higher than others. The pre-purchase research. So it's not necessarily about price. We see the swing here to stock availability. Stock availability, having that product in their hands instantly is so important. Promotions, for finding promotions they prefer online. They can find it quite easily on their mobile devices. They're on the run and so forth. So they're going to be more clued up on a lot more promotions here. And this is one of the most exciting factors that I see is the patterns in the last 12 months. Most changes in shopping patterns with 84% having changed in the last 12 months. That is a big swing and a great opportunity for us to capitalize on this in our stores, in our business ahead, hopefully. So what categorizes the basket boosters? Delivery. Have the lowest delivery delay tolerance. While cost being the most important factor, they want the product here now as soon as possible. They don't have time to wait. Click and collect. It's the persona that finds click and collect more important. 47% finding it very or extremely important. Could it be because they can collect it at a more convenient time than trying to run into store? Who knows? But it's definitely driving up there, and we would expect click and collect to increase from all the investments we've seen with retailers within this domain here as well. Abandonment of cart, the most important factor for them is prices were too high in store or online, high delivery fees or delivery time takes too long. Now the follow-up, we've talked a lot about communication. They are the persona for whom follow-up communication is most effective. Over 31% saying it is very or extremely effective compared to 15% of all the other personas. So we're looking at stock availability. We're looking at quality. We're looking at having the product readily available and having a great communication and returns process for these basket boosters. Part 7, driving greater revenue through dream experiences. We're going to understand what drives modern shoppers to return and their ideal experiences and assess how improvements shape behavior, value, perception, and price willingness. So unlocking value in the in-store dream experience. Convenient opening hours at 40%. We talk about the great frazzle and everyone's busy and, with work, family commitments, personal commitments and all the rest of it. Finding time, everyone's more busy these days. Convenient opening hours is super important at 40%, along with increased promotions and deals. As we start to go down those drivers, greater variety and selection of products at 37%, enhanced loyalty programs, 36%. Free parking, I should say, warmer and welcome staff interactions at 22%. And we've seen a lot of retailers go away from having the security guard at the door, but having more greeters there, trying to drive that dream in-store experience by trying to influence the mood of your customers in store, how they feel. So that's been a big component there, a large chunk. Product knowledge and experience of staff at 22%. You know, customers want to come in, they want to have knowledge and education. We heard about that story about Federico, went in there for the surfing wax, spent $1,000 on that surfboard because that sales assistant gave him the knowledge, educated him on the product, and really drove that unplanned purchase as well. And that gave him a really good dream experience, and he's quite happy to talk about that all the time. Click and collect availability, also very important. Accessible staff support, frictionless process from store entry to purchase, better layout. So you want your customers to be able to find those products effectively. Interactive product testing areas as well, 13%. So a lot of these factors are really going to drive that dream experience and unlock the value for your customers in that dream experience. So unlocking value in store across the mindsets of the planner, conditional grower, and basket booster. If we look at the planner, increased promotions, deals, and they sort of interchange between the conditional growers as well. But interestingly enough, with the basket boosters, the number one was enhanced loyalty programs. This mindset of customer wants to feel connected to your business. They want to feel part of the brand, part of connected to your business in a very valuable way. Convenient opening hours, increased promotions and deals as well. So we can see that there's a lot of factors that are common across, but the surprising one there that sits on its own within that basket booster space is that enhanced loyalty program. So unlocking value in the online dream experience. The first component here is the secure payment options. You know, our online, there's never been a riskier time for cybersecurity and that risk out there. The concerns that our customers have, we all have on shopping online, being on websites and so forth. Secure payment options at 41% is one of the strongest drivers. Now you may have enhanced security, one of the best secure payment options as well, but are you communicating that well enough to your customers? Do they feel safe about it? Do they know that they're in that secure environment to complete that purchase? Moving along, that easy returns policy. Online, customers don't want to be stuck with that product. That 33% want that easy return process. Ease of navigation on your online websites or your online shopping portal and shopping carts. 30% for the discounted or deals highlighted predominantly. So, you know, discounts, deals are always online. That's really going to help unlock that dream experience because customers do feel that they can often get a better deal online. The fast checkout process, 29%. You know, we've seen some great online Aussie retailers talk about simplifying, having less clicks, that fast checkout process, making it really, really simple and fast and effective. Detailed product description and images. You know, we don't have the luxury of being in store to be able to, you know, touch and feel and read all the information that we have there or speak to someone. We need to ensure that we have the detailed information so we can really convert that sale. Reliable product reviews. Everyone's always reading reviews on products. 25% are there. Exclusive online promotions. Transparency about stock availability as well at 22%, and availability of a loyalty program. So some really significant drivers there, but security obviously is leading the way. If you can enhance that communication, or if you need to upgrade your security, you know, to make your customers feel better, it's really going to unlock the value and give them the confidence to complete that transaction with you. So unlocking value in the online dream experience. You know, the planners, they want ease of navigation. The conditional as their number one point. Secure payment options at the second strongest driver there across all three mindsets. So secure payment options, that is so important. Discount deals and highly are highly predominant within that planner space. They want a good deal. The conditional growers, easy returns process like the basket boosters, but they're probably on point 3. They want more detailed product descriptions and images, where the basket boosters, they want their product quickly. They want that fast checkout process. And that's really what it's about. So some really significant sort of components to think about for that online dream experience. I'm really sort of set on that secure payment options. I think that's going to hit every customer quite well, but also that easy returns process as well, which was spoken about so much. Unlocking value in the dream experience. Who's willing to pay a premium? So if we break this down from the planners, 77% wouldn't spend more. It goes down into the conditional growers, 56% wouldn't spend more. But then if we look at the basket boosters at over 50% would pay a premium for that dream experience. And just under 50% for the conditional growers, and slightly less for the planners. So if we can focus on those customer experience, those CX elements to create that dream experience for your customer, what are those elements that we've discussed? They have been having that ideal returns process, loyalty programs. How can you influence the mood and the feel of customers coming into store? Can they find that product more effectively? If it's online, can you drive more security? Can you have better communication in your delivery updates? Can we shorten the time of the delivery updates and the logistics prices to get product out? We saw that change after 5 days is a big drop off of 75% there, who would then flick to in-store purchases. So, it is all about the dream experiences. We can, and my message to you is, as retailers, to protect your margin, if you can focus on creating that dream experience on those factors, good communication, all the rest of it, I'm sure that, we hope a lot of this knowledge, a lot of this data will help you in your strategy for your customers, whether it be in your marketing plays or your in-store experience or online. We hope that it's absolutely going to add value to your businesses. So I want to talk a little bit about our experts who have helped bring this all together. Mita Betty, our CEO at Resonate, she's been very busy. We've been around the country presenting these reports all over the world, in fact. So we localize these for Australia, New Zealand, the UK and US. We also have Joris Dries, our CTO. So, a lot of what we do here at Resonate is we partner with retailers for all their CX technology needs. And we're also supported by Jacob, Head of Product and Marketing, who helps, his team puts all these reports together, all our events, all those communications. And you might recognize that guy down on the right-hand side. But we're passionate about this. We are going to keep delivering a lot more to the retail industry in terms of what we want to be able to give back to you guys. And we have one more poll question for you. In what topics of interest would you like to be covered in our next webinar? So we have how AI can supercharge shopping experience, unlocking the power of influencer marketing for retailers, and the rise of shoppertainment using live streaming, interactive content, entertain, engage with customers, or the power of proactive customer service, resolving customer issues before they happen. How AI can supercharge shopping experience. This is a traumatic, not a surprise, but we do have one more surprise for you. So as we see you Aussie retailers as superheroes, a lot of pressures in the competition, price, logistics, supply chain, all those factors of going in business. If you are Batman as the superheroes, we want to introduce you to the perfect sidekick, which is what we call Robin AI. Now, you guys just spoke about 100% of you want to see more AI. Well, let me introduce you to Robin. here we are. So we're extremely excited to release Robin AI to our customers. It will be coming out in your portals within the next couple of months. We're very excited, and for everyone online, our team will be in touch with you to understand, what you thought about this report, and also talk about how Resonate CX can help you elevate your dream experiences. We can also take you through some great case studies on how we've helped Aussie retailers and some global retailers unlock the value with CX and take their dream experiences to the next level. So please get in touch with us. We'll contact you. We've really appreciated your time here today. And our events team, are going to be sending this report to you in your inboxes very, very shortly. We've finished just ahead of time. So put a bit more time back into your day. So thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you very shortly.